Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are catching us from. So, today I want us to talk about something very simple, and that is capital compounding. How can you use or how can you start with your small capital and be able to reach your goal of having good capital? Remember, our goal as crypto independent community was we want to help people to raise at least $1,000, $10,000 worth of trading capital, because we are sure that a person with $10,000 as a trading capital can on a daily basis make at least from $50 to $100 on a daily basis, and which is good. So that is our goal. That's why we are doing everything possible to help you maximize your profits as well as compounding your capital. So how are you going to do it? First of all, determine where you wanna go. You are the only one who knows where you are now, and you are the only one who knows where you wanna be within time to come. How much capital do you want to use depending on your goals you are chasing? Remember, we all have different goals. So, if your goal is to make at least $10,000, $100,000, yes, it is possible with the minimum you have started with. Only time will determine, but I'm sure with the skills we provide you with, you will be able to make it no matter what. That's why I encourage you people to start with whatever you have. I hate this mindset that I don't have enough capital, so I will start anytime I get enough capital. What is enough capital? What is enough capital? Capital is never enough. Take an example. Is there any person you've heard of that started his business with 1 million and every day he is just withdrawing his profits and not returning in the business? Is there any person you know? Because a person starts with 10 millions, but his goal is to make it at least 100 millions. And a person is starting with 1 million, and the goal is to make it 10 million. And a person is starting with 100,000, and his goal is to make it 1 million. So there is no enough capital. Start with what you have, applying the knowledge you have, the skills, then you will make it to your goal. As simple as that. So I'm going to show you how our 3% 300x will work for you. Then look at your capital and see how will our strategy benefit you and how will it take you. Okay, remember in our must have apps I told you, we had this app called the compound interest calculator. If you don't have it, please go to your Google Play Store or your App Store, then download it, because it will help you out to set your goals and you know when to achieve it. Okay, so like I told you that at least a person of $100 is good to go, But even if you don't have that $100, you can use what you have. Just the time will be much more longer than a person of $100 to achieve our goal of $10,000. Now, I know you're asking, how sure am I that with $100 you can make it $10,000? Here, I'm going to show you. I told you that if you don't have this calculator, please make sure you install it because it is useful. Anyway, for a person using $100, using the 20% 80, whereby 20% of $100, which will be 20, will go in the first buying amount, leaving you with $80. But our goal is at least to make it $50 in the first 4 margin calls plus the first buying amount. So if our first buying amount takes 20, we are left with 30 to be divided and distributed into the 4 margin calls. I know now you know how to set these margin calls. So we shall make our first margin call to be 5, our second margin call to be 10, and our third margin call will be 5, then the fourth margin call will be 10. As simple as that. So the total will be, this is 15 and this is 15, giving you 30 plus the 20 that went into the market at first, giving you 50, which is good. So we are going to focus on this 50 because this is what we are going to be compounding. The remaining 50 will be for margin call drops. And the goal of margin call drops or the margin calls is for safety in the market. As simple as that. So how can we compound our $50 to make it $10,000 worth of capital? This journey will take you some time, but consistency will make it easier for you to achieve this. I would encourage you that even if you face challenges, of course, on your way to success, you'll face challenges, you'll face pullbacks, but stay focused, stay disciplined, and follow your strategies you set in order to achieve your success. That's all I can encourage you. So, how do you know that your $50 will give you good capital? Here, come on amount. You put in the 50 we are going to be compounding. I'm just giving an example because I know people watching this are of different capital. One may decide to compound $100, one may decide to compound $300. Remember, while I'm talking about to compound $50, it doesn't mean that you have to be with capital of $50. I'm talking about the capital that will be distributed into the 4 first margin calls plus the first buying amount. So you have to reserve some capital for margin calls. Meaning, if you have a capital of $300, you cannot compound all the $300 because you have to leave some capital for margin calls. Meaning, at least if you are a high risk taker, you can only compound from 150 maybe to 200 if you are a risky taker and you have your $300 worth of capital. Okay, so depending on the amount of money you want to compound, then put the amount you want to compound. And in this case, as an example, we are compounding 50. Then where you see per day or rate in percentage, our strategy, we call it the 3% 300x, meaning that the rate in percentage is 3% and the duration or the days or the number of times or the number of trades you will win, we are counting on the 300 trades, 300 successful trades. So you calculate. You see, if you cannot read this, then come and click here. Sometimes ads do come in.
Start with a 50%.
So if ads come in, you wait and you'll be able to see the results. You see, with the 3% on your first trade, you'll get a profit as little as 1.50. But what is the art of compounding? What is the art of compounding? Here is the art of compounding. When you get your 1.5 as profits, don't withdraw it. Just add it to your capital, and in your next trade, it will be 50 plus this little profit, giving you 51.50. And when you invest in 51.50, this will be your profit, 1.54. Again, add that 1.4 plus this capital, giving you 53.04. And when you invest 53.4, here will be your capital. Your profits, 1.59. You see, the gain is increasing or the profit is increasing because you are also increasing the capital. So whatever you earn, you add it to your capital. Whatever you get, you add in to your capital. So with the first trade, okay, this will be your profit. With the 10th, your 10th trade, you'll be able to get 1.96 as your capital. Okay, remember our goal is to make 300 successful trades. So come and see. When you reach 50 on your 50th trade, this will be your profit and this will be your capital. You see how your capital is increasing from $50 to $212.81. Okay, meaning your next trade, this will be your capital. We keep on moving. On your 100th trade, this one here, this will be your profit. Now you see the capital is increasing and your profit is increasing. I hope that is good, and everyone would like to see that. But it will only come with your consistency. Remember, on your road to the 100th trade, of course you'll incur some challenges, but all you have to do is to stay focused and stay disciplined on your principle. What is the principle? The principle is compounding. That you don't withdraw the profits you've made, but you add it to your capital so that your capital grows bigger, and of course your profits will grow bigger. So by the moment you complete your 200th trade, you'll be with a capital of 17,929.82, and within that trade you'll make $537 as your profits. And you see, by the moment you'll complete your 300 trades while following the principle or the discipline of compounding, this will be your capital, $344,000. And on your trade, you'll be able to earn $10,000. If only and only you stay focused and follow the principle of compounding your capital. Our goal is somewhere here. Remember, our goal is to make sure that at least you have a capital of $10,000, meaning that $10,000 will be achieved on your 181 successful trade. And with that capital, you'll be able to make $306 on every successful trade. I won't say that on a daily basis, but on each and every successful trade, because you can make even more than one successful trade a day. So you see how powerful is the power of compounding. So for you people of $100 and below, let's say you have your $50, you have $60, $80. Remember, I told you that while you're using $100, for you, your strategy will be 100 divided by the amount of money you want your robot to buy in the margin calls. And I told you, or I encouraged you to use 5. So giving you like 20 margin calls. So with this 5, count if 5 is your first buy, and plus the 20 that will go in the first 4 margin calls. 5 times 4, I think it is 20. Yeah, 20. So it will be 5 plus 20, which is 25. For you, how many times will it take you to reach the capital? We told you how many times it will take you. So you bring and count 25. 25 on 3%, 300x, then calculate. You see? You see, this will be your take profit, or that will be the profit on your first trade while you've invested in $25. Of course, it will be small, but don't lose hope. Don't lose hope. It will be small, but I told you, small profits repeatedly will add up to make you some good money. Now, come and see. You see, on your 100 trade, you'll be worth $466.47, and you'll be able to get 13.99 as profits. You see how capital grows and as well as profits? So you continue obeying your strategy and you continue trading to reach our goal of $10,000. It will take you It will take you 204 successful trades. It will take you 204 successful trades to reach the goal of $10,000, and you will be able to make at least $302 on each successful trade. Now, I know you are new. Maybe you haven't mastered in any of the trading skills we are teaching you. So the question is, how are you going to be maximizing your profits? This strategy of 3% 300x on our Telegram channel, we are providing signals. And starting on this coming Monday, we are going to begin. In fact, if God wishes, we are going to start on Sunday, this coming Sunday. We are going to be giving you signals on a daily basis. Our goal is to give you 300 plus signals, meaning you'll be able to make 300 trades. Okay? And we shall be giving you updates on how our signals have performed. But we are only doing this for a shorter time. Why? We don't want you to depend on us. We don't want you to depend on us. We are shaping you to be crypto independent traders. We are doing this just for a sake that you are still new, you don't know how to do this. But immediately after mastering how you can pick coins on your own, how to use indicators to enter the market, even if you don't follow our signals, you can create a signal of your own. Okay? You can create a signal of your own at your preferred time. But just remember, your goal should be to make at least 206 or 205 successful trades. So, in order for you not to lose hope on your way to this, make sure you get a book or somewhere to note. And on each trade you complete, you mark. Each trade you complete, you mark. And you'll be seeing where you are going. You'll be seeing where you are going. Now, I know most of you saw this, meaning that you will only get 3% on a daily basis? No. That will change. How will it change? If at all, within a day, you make two successful trades, meaning it will not take you 300 days. Now, let's take a simple example. And we say that on a daily basis, you make at least a minimum of 2 successful trades, meaning it will not take you 300 days. It will take you 300 divided by 2, giving you 150 days. But remember, the more trades you complete on a daily basis, the more this number reduces. So, focus more on learning how can you win a trade. How can you make a successful trade? Put in more time and learn how to do that. Because the more you learn, the more these days will reduce. Because I'm seeing many of you now are beginning to count. How many months will it take me? How many years will it take me? Like guys, we have a challenge. You can focus on a job where your boss is taking you through hardship, but you focus and work month 1, month 2, 1 year, 5 years, and you stay focused and you still work on your boss's principles, but you manage to work for 5 to 10 years. Why don't you give yourself a chance to put in that effort to work, even if it takes you 3 years, 2 years, 1 year? Is 1 year more than the 10 years you work for a salary? Is 2 years more than the 10 years you've worked for on your job? Because it is only taking you 3, 2, or 1 year to make a successful business, a business of your own. A business that can give you from $100 to $300, as we saw, on a daily basis. Imagine that kind of business. Why don't you give it a chance? For me personally, even if it takes me 10 years to reach that goal, that on a daily basis I can earn $100 to $300 on a daily basis, even if it takes me 10 years, I can humbly stay focused and learn whatever it takes so that I can achieve that. What about you? I don't know your goal, but work upon it. Stay focused. Compound the little profits you earn. Compound the little profits you earn. Don't eat that small money. Add it to your capital. Add it to your capital until you reach your preferred capital. I hope I'm communicating, guys. Just stay focused. Everything is possible if you put in consistency. If you don't give up, of course, one day, one time, you'll reach your goal. One day, one time, you will reach your goal. So guys, allow me to take you to the practicals. How are you going to be compounding your capital? We are going straight to the royal chew. So, how are you going to be compounding your capital? The moment you make a successful trade, now this only applies when you are using the one shot mode. With the cycle mode, don't tamper with the settings, just leave it as it is. If you are a person who has managed to diversify your capital to trade in cycle and in one shot, when your cycle completes and you manage to get at least $5, then with one shot you manage to get, even if it is $2, then on your next trade, come add these profits from the cycle mode plus this of the one shot mode, which will be 7. Now add this 7 to your first buying amount, Briefly, I'm going to explain of a person using $200. Remember, the strategy we are using, it is called the 20% 80, meaning 20% of your capital will go in your first buy. So if you have $200 as your capital, divide it by 20%. So the 20% of $200, it will be 40. So 40 is your first buying amount. But when you make profits and you combine it, we got $7. So add 7 plus 40, which is your first buying amount. So on your next trade, your first buying amount will be 47. Then after your robot has bought, then come and change to your preferred, either 5 or 10, so that your robot buys the margin calls. It only works in the one shot. Because with the one shot, you will be able to monitor the coin and you'll be able to know immediately when the robot buys. Then go back and change your first buy to 5 or 10. So that's how you are going to be compounding your capital. And after completing this cycle or this one shot, after completing that trade, and you manage to get a profit of $3, add it to your 7, then it will be 7 plus 3, giving you 10. So 10 is the profit. Add it to your initial first buy, which is 40. It will be giving you 50 as your first buy. I hope that's enough for today, guys. The learning is in the doing. The learning is not in the listening of the video or watching whichever video you find across teaching cryptocurrencies. No. The learning is in the doing, and practice makes perfect. Remember to set your goals. Which amount of capital do you want to reach? Then, if you get it, note down. I would advise you get a notebook, note down, and say, how many successful trades do I need in order to reach my preferred capital? Then note them out. And each successful trade you complete, you mark. You'll be seeing where you are coming from and where you are going. Otherwise, if this video has been helpful for you, share it with your friends, share it with others. It doesn't have any copyright. You can share it on your platforms as much as you like. Just keep subscribing to this YouTube channel, continue liking, and if at all you have questions, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys. Thanks for your time. Keep practicing. From me to you is a nice time. Till we meet again.